Ladies and gentlemen, I'm meadsyreplays. Welcome back to the channel. Now, in today's video, we are going to look at the Ho-Reeee Type 3. Yes, the Ho-Reeee, the Tier 10 Japanese tank destroyer. Now, obviously, the last update, Wargaming did adjust it. They rebalanced the Ho-Reeee. It's always been a very, very good tank destroyer. Very good tank destroyer. Kind of a mix between a Jaegeru and, what was it? Object 263. When they first released the tank, that's what Wargaming was kind of saying the tank was. Now, did it live up to that? Did it ever live up to the Jaegeru, the factor, the fear factor of the Jaegeru, and the YOLO-ness, the speed of the Object 263? Yeah, you know what? I think it did. The penetration, I think, is great. The alpha's great. And overall, I do think it is a fantastic tank. Now, of course, the last update, it did get rebalanced. Now, I don't know too much if it was for the good or for the worse. That's for you guys to make up your mind, because it got balanced, it got nerfed, it got buffed, it received pretty much everything. So hit points have gone up on the tank to 1900, and the front and the side armor have got better. Now, the armor profile was okay, especially on the front. Like, you could get bounces. It was never reliable, but you can get the troll bounces on that on the front armor. The troll traverse is worse. The whole traverse is worse. The view range, aim time, and the dispersion are all worse as well. Now, that's only bad if you play it like a proper tank destroyer. Obviously, the view range, the aim time, dispersion, that's all bad. Bad news if you do play it like a tank destroyer. If you don't play it like a tank destroyer and you play it kind of like a YOLO wagon, then I think it is a good buff for you, because you don't care about view range, you don't care about the aim time or the dispersion, because you're not at the back of the map. You are front line, or as far forward as you possibly can. And that's honestly how I like to play the tank. I like to scare the enemy, then come around the corner and there's a big massive tank destroyer sitting in front of you. I like doing that, and if you do that, then yeah, I think it is a good buff, because you have a better armor and a little bit more hit points. Not too much, but a little bit. So as I've said, 1900 hit points. Now, the armor, as you can see, 260 millimeters on your front. That's not bad for a tank destroyer. Of course, there are a lot of weak points, but you move around, which I get is a lot harder to do, because the whole traverse is sort of worse. The track traverse is okay, that's still the same, but the whole, well, the same thing pretty much. So yeah, it's a lot harder to do, because you do need to wiggle. To get that armor, you do need to wiggle about, and it's not as good as it used to be to do that. But you still have the speed, you still have the mobility, and overall I still think, even with the changes, it is still a fantastic tank. So you have 3,325 DPM. Now, I'm not running this with calibrated shells. I'm actually running this with the rammer, because I don't think you see too much difference with the calibrated shells. You got to remember, you have 2 lots of AP, you don't have heat, you have 2 lots of AP. Yes, you have HE, which can make a little bit different, but I personally, because I like to play it sort of further forward, I like the DPM personally. But if you like the rammer, if you like calibrated shells, then that is up to you. It's totally, you know, everyone's choice, everyone's different. So you've got a 10.10 second reload. So again, not bad for a tank destroyer, to be honest. Your penetration is 310 and 380 on your premium round. So 380 without calibrated shells, I think, is more than enough. Honestly, it's more than enough. 85 on your HE. Now, where this tank really shines, and it's not cheating, but I don't know why Wargaming have done this, and we spoke about it when the tank was first released. I don't know why anyone would just use normal AP in this tank. Why would you? You've got 310 AP pen, and you could do 560 alpha. You might as well run your premium rounds, because you've got 380 pen and you're only doing 15 damage less than your normal AP. So you may as well run it with premium rounds. Why not? at least you should guarantee your pen, and you're not really going to do that much damage less. So I don't know why Wargaming have done that. You know, I still think that should be like 520, 510 maybe for the premium rounds, but they've never changed it. I thought they would change it, but it is what it is. Take full advantage of that. So your HE is as well at 640. Aim time is 3.8, and the dispersion is still very good at 0.285. So yeah, your aim time's not the best, but your dispersion is very, very good. Still, even after the nerf. You do only have 6 degrees of gun depression, but it does have a top speed of 45 kilometers an hour, which isn't bad at all. Now, with 5.5 minutes gone just talking about the tank, I was going to have a replay of mine, which I did. You know, it's nothing special with my replay, but instead, because we are sort of at the 6 minute mark and it's a 6 minute replay, we're going to watch Ladies Man 217. And if you haven't heard of Ladies Man 217, then obviously you haven't watched Transformers. But this battle is one of the highest damage games done in this tank. And you see this regularly. It's not like a one-off with this tank. It's not like it's not a popular tank like the WZ113 GFT. If you see a 9,000 plus or even 8,000 damage battle, it usually is kind of like a one-off, or it never happens that regularly. Where high damage games in this tank does happen very, very often, so it's not a surprise. So our guy, Ladies Man, is pushing at this point. Now, this is a great position to push to, like, it's a great position. You spot anything that's crossing, and especially if you are in a tank destroyer that can do that much alpha, then it is a very good position just to spot anything that is crossing. If you don't spot anything that's spotting, then 9 times out of 10, they usually all behind you. So they've all gone the other way. But at least then, if that does happen, you could just drop down. You could drop down in the front and you can get away. Now, that was very unlucky shot against that Object 907 there. Like, he should have been able to clear him, completely missed, and it was very, very unfortunate. So now he's got the E100 behind. Now, the E100 is going to get himself into a position. He did manage to get that lucky bounce, just turned enough to get that bounce. But with just 10 seconds reloaded, he's not going to wait a long time to get that shot off. And again, as you can see, the E100, it has resulted into shooting HE. I don't know why he's shooting HE, but as soon as he starts shooting HE, that's like, okay, this guy clearly isn't the greatest of players. Maybe he is. Maybe he couldn't pen, and he just wanted to do a little bit of damage. But now he's in a situation. So there's one tank down a piece. There's the E100 behind, but there is quite a few tanks in front of him. There goes the M48 pattern. There is the Object, but he can't get his gun down. But nice little bounce there. So he's in a situation now where I hate these kind of situations because you just don't know where you go. Where do you go? Do you go left? Do you go towards the E100 and leave your team? Or do you go forward and go for the Object? Or do you go around to try to get the Object 268? But I can see what he's doing. He see that the E100 was dropping down, and he does go for the E100. Is he going to still shoot HE? No, he's not, actually. But he does manage to get a bounce. Now, can he high roll? Yes, he, or not even high roll. Can he average roll? Yes, he can. And he does manage to clear him. So that is the first kill. 3.5k damage and 4 tanks left alive. But as you can see by the enemy's hit points, there is still a lot of hit points, and there's still some dangerous tanks. That Object 268 is dangerous. That Yo is dangerous. So yeah, a lot of hit points out there, but luckily for him, he has the E3 sitting in front. Now, if I was the Object 268 in that situation, I'd probably be ignoring the E3. It's going to still be very difficult to pen that E3, but nope. He doesn't really do anything, and he does die. So now it is just these 2 tank destroyers versus 3 heavy tanks. Now the E3 is just getting absolutely obliterated down here. Is the Yo going to poke up? Yes, he just about is. And now it is a 1 versus 3. He does get penned there. So he's blocked 990 damage, but that was pretty much from the E100. Other than that, he hasn't really blocked any damage. He's now on 5.7k damage. The Yo is a one-shot, but the AMX 50B is not. If he can get this shot off here, I think he's going to need a bounce, or he's going to have to turn around this corner pretty quickly, because of course the AMX 50B, he should have 3 shots reloaded. He's not really going to know that this tank is reloaded, because it does reload pretty quick, and he does manage to get a bounce, so he needs to clear him this time, and he does, so he doesn't lose that many hit points against the AMX actually, which really does help. But no, this isn't what you want to see at this point. When you are a 1 magazine, he manages to get a bit of block damage, but yeah, he's really just clutching at the moment here. He's getting a few bounces which could really do with penetrating. But yeah, look, I mean, I don't know whether that's the players or the tank at this point, but even when there is a Yo, M6 Yo and an M5 Yo in front of you, how is he even still alive? That guy, I don't know what he's doing poking. Why would you? Why would you poke when you're a one-shot? No idea. The other Yo should actually be going around. If I just pause it there, this Yo here, like, while that other Yo is still alive, this guy should be going around to get behind him. Like, I don't get why he didn't do that. And now they paid the price. He should have gone around behind this Yo. He didn't do it, and now they paid the price. So if he could push, there's still 2 minutes left on the clock. There is still a long time. It's a 2-shot. The Yo is a 2-shot. So as long as he can get 1 bounce, if he can get 1 bounce or a miss from this Yo, he can easily take care of this guy. Very easy. So is he going to push? He does need to start pushing, because yes, there is still 1.5 minutes left on the clock, but that can go down pretty quickly, especially if you lose this Yo, if you lose the tank and you don't know where he is. He could be the other side of the map by now, so he did need to make that move, but of course he's not there. Very nice shot, very important shot there against the Yo. So he is now a 1-shot, and by the time he gets there, he's going to reload as well. So very important shot that was into that Yo. So now he is a 1-shot. If he wanted to, yeah, he could just come out sideways, no problem whatsoever. So very good game. Classic example just how good the Yo, sorry, not the Yo, the Ho-Reeee can be. And yes, it has been rebalanced, but again, it all depends on how you play the tank. If you play it sat at the back of the map, then yeah, it is probably a nasty nerf. But if you play it like this guy did, far forward, you know, he wanted to get far forward, then it probably worked out better. The buff or the changes probably works out better. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, guys. I'm meadsy69. Let me know your thoughts on the Ho-Reeee. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm Meadsy, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.